start. Thus, the joint venture agreement also contemplated a clear distinguishment between the bidding process and subsequent repayment of loan. The argument of the respondent that the use of words consolidated price denotes inclusion of the loan amount cannot be accepted ipso facto, considering that from the pleadings, it is clear that only the 50% shareholding valuation was discussed by the parties throughout, which was pegged at 70 crores by the Kotharis. Repayment of the loan amount in no manner constitutes a disruption of the smooth transition envisioned as an aim of this transaction. Thus, its interpretation as such in erroneous. The case law relied on by the respondents to, is distinguishable from the facts herein. In S. Satnam Singh versus Surendra Kaur, the question for consideration was whether the trial court's order was in error in amending its preliminary decree in a partition suit to make an addition to the list of properties. This court held that the mere act of rectifying such a mistake did not constitute an infirmity of the amended decree. The council's reliance on the definition of a decree, as held in this judgment, does little to support the respondent's submissions, as clearly the courts below have not looked into the facts leading up to the passing of the decree in a holistic manner. At the worst, the decree can be said to be ambiguous. In such a case, it is the duty of the executing court to construe the decree, for the purpose of interpreting a decree, when its terms are ambiguous, the court would certainly be entitled to look into the pleadings and the judgment, and consequently followed thereafter, even if there is any ambiguity, it is for the executing court to construe the decree if necessary after referring to the judgment. If sufficient guidance is not available even from the judgment, the court is even free to refer to the pleadings so as to construe the true import of the decree. No doubt, the court cannot go behind the decree or beyond the decree. But while executing a decree for a specific performance, the court, in case of any ambiguity, has necessarily to construe the decree so as to give effect to the intention of the parties. Thus, there is no question of any alternate relief regarding the damages, etc. in the present case, since the suit for the specific performance for the conveyance of the property has been decreed. This elucidation of the law is unexceptionable. It is undeniable that an executing court can construe a decree if it is ambiguous. However, as in the facts of the case herein, this cannot result in additions to the terms of the consent, embodied in the email dated 28/3/2019, which were not agreed upon by the parties, since the decree was drawn on by consent of both parties at admissions stage itself. Both the single judge and division bench of the High Court have interpreted the appellant's silence manifest in their not filing any written statement as acquiescence to the inclusion of the loan amount, which, is although worthy of adverse inference, cannot be the reason to justify expansion of the decree. Thus, the appeals are allowed. The impugned judgment is set aside. Stop. There will be no order as to costs.